Welcome to Hermit Woods, where there's a story in every bottle. We're live?
We're live? How did that happen?
Did it sneak up on us again? Now, are we out this camera, or are we in this camera?
We're right over here.
A different camera?
Right.
We're off that camera.
So they're just like...
No, it's this camera.
That camera. This camera.
Over here.
Over here.
Under here. It's over here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. What are you drinking in a can?
I couldn't get wine in my glass fast enough. Is this Marika's?
Is this
I don't even have a glass.
Marika doesn't have a glass. We can't even toast until we have... What are you drinking?
I'll take the crab apple. Is that crab
You
apple?
think crab apple? No, it's
every Monday. We've been doing it for
Oh,
a
it's
year.
crab apple.
You
There
think
you
we
go.
get this right?
Oh my God, we're ready for you. I hope everybody else is out there has got
Bear
their
with us.
glass.
Bear with us. We're getting there. We'll be with you in just a moment.
We are
Here
trained
have the priorities. We have to get the
Now, are we
the wine
going
delivered.
out both cameras simultaneously?
So ideally, when we're talking, it'll be on that camera.
Okay.
And when these folks are talking, who we'll introduce to you in just a moment, will be on that camera.
Okay.
So it's going to be classic interview format, and we're going to really challenge.
Oh, yeah, this is
Classic.
We're going to challenge Marika
classic, all
to
right.
be right on that.
Hey, cheers to classic.
Cheers
Here,
to
right,
classic.
here's everybody. And
Even though
welcome
I'm
to
on
another
camera.
adventure
And the
of
glass is coming in on the side.
Classic red and
We
pink
gotta,
wine.
I gotta toast you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
All right, so now we've got our alcohol in our glasses. We're ready to start the show. So thank you, everybody who's joined us today. Once again, we're here Monday Night Live. It's 5:30, and we're gonna talk about some fun stuff today. Before we get to that, this is where we do this. So before we get to that, we'd like to ask anybody who's new coming to the show for the first time. We'd love it if you subscribe to our YouTube page, which happens right under Marika. Marika, right here, right there. So subscribe there, and if you're on Facebook, there's a little bell. Click that bell, and you'll subscribe to our Facebook page. And then whenever we go live, either Monday night at 5:30 or anywhere in the world, maybe on Chuck's sailboat or on a triple bike riding down a trail in Wolfboro.
Oh, yeah.
We gotta do that again.
We got to do that again. So you'll get notified whenever we go live, wherever that might be. And if you are joining us today and you like what we're talking about, you like the show, please share it with your friends, like it, and help us get the word out that this is what we're doing. And if you are joining us also, we'd love it if you'd put your name in the comments. Let us know you're here so we know who you are and that you've joined the show.
And they can ask questions too.
And ask questions, of course. So please enter your questions in the comments. We will answer them live if we can. And Marika may also be able to get to the answers before even handing it out to the group if they're easy enough questions. But
Yeah, no trick questions.
No trick questions, yeah. No, but questions that are, of the audience members or of our guests, will be, Marika will hand them off to us so we know what they are, right?
Yes.
Okay. I think I've covered everything. So we should get on with the show. So
yeah, we've got these knees hanging out in the corner of our view right now,
Oh.
but I'd like to
Would that be me?
turn them into people.
no, let's introduce our guests.
Yes.
Are the knees
Yeah,
good
let's-
looking or
We
not?
measured me, but
Just gorgeous.
Let's
get
introduce.
That is-
So,
yeah,
so
that's-
switch
I
over
see
to
that,
our
yeah.
guest camera here.
There.
We have two folks from the Greater Lakes Region Children's Auction, Jennifer and Tony, and they have joined us today because of a couple things. First of all, Hermit Woods has been a supporter of the Lakes Region Children's Auction for a number of years, and I think it's just an absolutely fantastic organization, and I look forward to continuing to support them into the future. And I met Jennifer at the Best of the Lakes Region show that we did, or party that we had a few weeks ago. And she asked if there were ways we might work together to help promote the charity and the events that you guys put on. And she pointed out that there's a really cool event happening in August. And I said, well, the best way to promote it for us to help you would be to just put it out there to the world in our live show. So why don't you join us?
so what is this event? I want to hear about this event.
Yeah, so we're going to get to that. But she's got it right here, and we'll share details about that. And actually, in the broadcast, I put a link to it. So if you go to our website and look at this broadcast, there's a link right to the event there.
Thank you.
And we'll put a link in the comments section as well. So anybody
great.
watching on Facebook will have a link they can click right to it. But before we get to that, I first want to give people who aren't familiar with the Greater Lakes Region Children's Auction a little background about the organization, about who you are, and about your organization. So maybe we can first start with just introducing yourselves and letting us know who you are and what your role is with the organization.
Sure. Do I need that mic?
No, you've got a mic on already.
Oh, we can hear you.
We've been listening the whole time.
So first, I'm so excited to be here. I'm Jen Kelley. I'm the executive director of the Greater Lakes Region Children's Auction. I'm coming up on 5 years. My background is running a nonprofit in Stamford, Connecticut for about 12 years. And I have got to say that this is the most incredible community. People come out from all over the place to create and support low-income kids and families from the Greater Lakes Region community. Our mission is to do just that. And we have an annual auction in December. We've been going on, 40 years, right?
Yeah, we had our 40th last year.
Yeah,
40 years.
Yeah. Warren Bailey, who started this and is still in the community in a very big way, started it 40 years ago with his radio personality. And we now have this auction where we collect 2,500 to 3,000 items, auction them off every December. And we have sponsors, we have bidders, we have donors, we have so many people and over 700 volunteers to make this an amazing event. Over the past 40 years, we have distributed over $7.5 million to local nonprofits within a 30-mile radius that help low-income kids and families to, better their lives. So, and Tony Felch, an amazing board member, has been involved for how many years?
I couldn't even tell you, 20, 25, it's been a long time, but it's definitely been worth it. I was actually on the distribution committee for about 10 years, which we get to see all the organizations that we give the money to. We figure out where the money goes. It's a lot of work, but it's really worth it, and of course our community challenge teams, I'm on one of those, and we raise money year round doing different events. So just look for one of our events, and if you can be there, great. If you can't, donate. It's a great organization. So
That's actually one of the things that I find so cool about the organization, and I don't know how this evolved into this, but you have this wonderful auction every year where it's sort of a big event culminating, it's sort of capping off the year's activities, but it is a year's activities. There are organizations and businesses all over the Lakes region who put on charity events and challenges and fundraise in all kinds of different ways. And ultimately, all that fundraising effort culminates in the auction, where people bring their funds to the auction and deliver them to the organization. And that's kind of the coolest thing, is that it's just the way you've developed this network of people all working together throughout the community, community members, businesses, citizens of our community, all working together to raise an enormous amount of money to help the children of our community. It's fantastic.
And it is really a year-long event. I mean, the Pub Mania that Tony mentioned has now transformed after COVID to the Community Challenge. We now have just under 50 teams. And they do so many incredible events, from, races to Halloween events to, you do a lot of stuff at
A lot of
the
raffles.
Cafe,
Yeah.
They've done casino nights. They do Santa drops. I mean, if you really want to know what we're up to, go on to childrensauction.com. Under the events, you can see all these incredible, really inspiring and creative events that raise money for kids, in the community that really depend on us.
Yep. And we're always looking for more teams, more people. You can join one of the active teams that's already there. Just reach out. We're definitely looking for more people to help all the time. The more the merrier.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's great. One of the teams that I'm very familiar with is Alan Beadle and Patrick's Pub. They've had so much fun over the years. Pre-COVID, they used to have the pub challenges, 24 hours on the seat at a pub. This is my kind of event. I tried to get involved, but unfortunately, they only have so many seats at the bar, so I couldn't. I was too late. I had to wait till somebody checked out. And of course, nobody was going to check out of that event. They were going to do that forever. So I wasn't never going to get a seat. But it's changed now. They're doing something different that allows for more, which is kind of cool. But I got a shout out to Alan for some of the great stuff
Alan
he's
and
done.
Jen Beadle are incredible.
Yeah, they've done some really amazing stuff and raised an enormous amount of money. They've been breaking records every year with their charity efforts, right?
Without question. And actually, that event started because it started with something called Cyclemania, and they were biking 24 hours.
I remember that.
So for our 40th,
What was the guy's name who did that?
Mad Dog Mike.
Mad Dog Mike. I remember being at the
So-
club when he was doing those
Yeah.
events.
So Mad Dog Mike is living in Colorado now. He came back for our 40th. He helped us lead the 40th Cyclemania, and it was just fantastic. And that's how Pubmania kind of evolved, is from Cyclemania. And they're like, oh, wouldn't it be way more fun if we weren't on bikes and we were on pub stools?
Well,
I was like, yeah,
definitely would be way more fun. And I know that for sure because I did the Cyclemania. So another group, I'm sorry to forget the name of the
That's right.
club.
Oh, yeah,
A year
yeah.
ago, right?
Right.
It was the last event. It was another health club. In
Oh,
Concord.
Guilford Hills.
There was
Oh,
another.
That's right. It was downtown.
Downtown Cycle.
Downtown, yeah.
Downtown Gym.
Yep.
I
They
got
were
invited by
Sonia.
Masachik and what's Masachik and what's her partner's name? The architectural firm down in
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sonia. We're doing some work with her, and she asked if we would donate a bicycle, and if we wanted to,
That's right.
we could join her
Riding.
team.
Yeah. You went down and rode. didn't
And I
you?
did.
Yeah.
Sitting on the bar stool would have been way more fun, I'm sure. But no, we did have fun. We donated a bicycle to that, and I rode for just an hour. So
Well, an hour is good. I have to tell you though, they came up with that amazing idea, and we had how many bikes did we have that we auctioned off?
Was it 30, 40
There
bikes?
was-
It
there
was-
was a pile of bikes.
It was unbelievable. And that is what I'm talking about. This community is so engaging. I mean, I've worked in the nonprofit world for a really long time, and I was in Connecticut. I have never been in a community that is so what's the word?
Generous.
Generous. All right, I'll go with that. Winning my thesaurus.
That's with their time, their money, with everything, and it's just community oriented.
It was
so.
amazing,
Yeah.
but they did a really fabulous job getting all those bikes.
Yeah, well, it was actually Sonia was one of the riders.
Yes.
She rode,
Yeah,
I
she
don't know, it
was.
was 12 hours
Yeah.
or I don't know what their program was,
Yeah.
but it was a lot of hours. I felt for her as I was getting off of my 1 hour.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, she's a big biker.
and I remember seeing behind her, there were dozens of bikes.
A lot, yeah.
Did
We'll do
they
that
all
again.
get auctioned off?
Every
Oh, every one of them,
single
yes.
one.
Yes, and good money. Some of them I think went
Yeah.
for over the value. So, and that's one thing we love about the auction is if you donate gift certificates, we almost guarantee we're going to get more than that
Right.
gift certificate's worth because people want to give that extra money.
Yeah.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
I remember going down to buy the bike and I tried to pick the coolest looking bike I could find. I didn't know, I'd never done this before.
Yeah.
So,
And then you went and bid on it, and bid more than you paid for it, and got it back.
I would have
That's
done
the way
it,
to do it.
but I had a child to give it to. I didn't, but I'm hoping it went to a good home. It was a pretty cool
I'm
looking
sure it
bike.
did.
So.
And then the money that raised goes to help so many kids in need in the local area.
So let's talk a little bit about that. What are some of the organizations that benefit from the money that you raise at this auction every year?
So we probably, if you go to our website.
We're going to actually pull it up right now on the
Okay.
preview.
Ta-da! Where the money goes.
We're going to share the
Okay,
screen.
great.
There it is. It's
But,
up for our guests right now.
We have a grant process. We encourage people that serve any low-income families and kids in the Greater Lakes Region area to apply. The deadline is October 15th this year. And we basically, create a platform for them to tell their story. Tony and I, among other people, go out and visit every single nonprofit.
Oh, that must be.
So, yeah, we really get to learn about how they're using the money, what they're doing. It's been really an amazing experience to go out and really meet and see how our money is being used. So we encourage nonprofits, and we're encouraging more nonprofits. I mean, there's a lot of new nonprofits coming into the area to apply. And there's a list of, qualifications that they need to meet. But
So we generally get 70 plus applications, and we're open to many more. The organizations that benefit from us are organizations like the Gut Lunch Program, and there's quite a few of them, not just Laconia,
Right.
but Laconia
Different
and all
schools.
over the area.
Yeah.
Boys and Girls Club, and there's so many. A lot of the summer camps for the kids. It's just amazing the number of organizations that we're able to help, and the number of kids. If we can count the number of kids, it's a lot of kids that we're able to help in the Lakes region. So,
Do you have any numbers?
There's a good diversity on, I'm just looking at this list that I have in front of me, that it touches all the different races we have.
It really does.
Yeah.
And for the camps, we're helping scholarships, obviously. So, and there's some new places like the Pass Along Project, which is a new nonprofit that came on board 2 years ago. And they basically help foster families that get a kid in the middle of the night with no clothing, nothing other than the bag that they have with them. So it helps fund, what they're up to.
Big Brothers, Big Sisters. There's so many
Yeah.
great organizations.
Do you have any specific stories about a particular organization that received funds and how they put those funds to use and how it directly affected a child or a family or somebody in the Lakes region that can you recall one? Or maybe
Well,
I'm just putting you on the spot.
We could actually go back to the beginning, where we weren't doing organizations at the time. The children's auction was actually donating directly to families. We actually have one of our board members, Lisa, who got some money from that. And as the years have gone by, she has given back 1,000 times what she received. But she really needed it at the time. She's on the board of directors now. She donates probably thousands of dollars worth of items every year.
Wow.
And stuff like that. And we have a lot that come back and visit us and thank us for the things that we've done.
Oh, that's a great story. So they've become part of the process. So they
Yeah.
were
Yeah.
a benefactor 40 years ago, and now they're helping a lot of other benefactors. That's a great story.
We have a comment from the audience from Nicoletta Parisi. She says, "Thank you for all you do," and that she had been at Prescott Farm for a discovery tour a few months ago, and they were beyond grateful to be a part of the program and helping the kids in the community.
That's great.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's check in, Rika, since you're checking in who's here. Who are some of the folks that have joined us today?
We've got a lot of our regulars, of course. Christina's joined us, Janice has joined us, Gary's on. Greg was very impressed with our charcuterie board.
I am too. I'm not eating enough. Of it.
Yeah, yeah.
I can't eat and talk.
Yeah.
We do all the time. Yeah, those are the folks that have made themselves known so far.
And if you're out there, have any questions about the organization, please just ask them. We
Definitely.
certainly will address them.
But just going out to visit some of the nonprofits, the amount of impact that we've made and the community's made it is really astounding. You know, some of the kids that are, let's say, at the Mayhew program or the Circle program would never get the opportunity to attend these camps. And they get, both of those programs get full-time mentoring all throughout the year. And in my opinion, mentoring is like one of the most critical things you can give a child that might not have a stable family life. And, you know, they wouldn't be able to do that without some of the funding that we do and
Right.
that the community gives. So Big Brothers Big Sisters, another one, and there's so many.
Yeah,
So you
Big
can go to
Brothers
our
Big
website.
Sisters, we just started a few years ago, and they've probably tripled in their size since
Yeah.
they came to Laconia. It's a really needed program.
The auction that you put on every year is a huge event. How many people does it take to pull off that event? How many? I mean, because it's all volunteers, right?
It's all volunteers.
So how many people does it take to pull off that huge event? It's a week long. How long is it?
So since COVID, and that was like a critical point for us. A lot of nonprofits canceled their events. We were so excited that we could still pull it off, but it took a lot to pull that off, to go
how did
from
that work?
a full, like, very vibrant event to a vibrant online event. And we still raised a substantial amount of money. So I'd say throughout the year, I mean, including the challenge teams and everything, it's over 700. It's probably over 700 volunteers to make it happen.
So,
The week of the auction during COVID, it was limited to 22. And thanks to the enablement group and Lakes Region Public Access, we could make it like a virtual event.
yeah.
I, being the executive director, was not even at the event. I mean, it was really focused on those that like really made it happen.
Yep.
We had to bring in some people to take in, all volunteers to take photos of all the items.
Right.
And prior to COVID, we'd hold the items up, talk about them.
Right.
And then during COVID, it was all like virtual, so
Yeah.
it was all photos. It was really inspirational that we could make it all happen.
Yeah, and since that, we've morphed where we still do a lot of pictures, but if we have a certain item, we can bring it out and show it.
Like the bikes.
Yeah, like the
Like
bikes.
all the
We
bikes
brought
came
all the
out.
bikes out all at once and showed
Yeah,
everybody
really
the
great.
bikes. And we have probably 150 people, if not more, that help out with the auction all week
Right.
long. And plus the phone banks that come in and answer the phones and take your bids. Of course, a lot of our bidding's online now, but people still like to call once in a while and talk to somebody and
Sure.
put their bid in that way. And then when we have our high price items, a lot of times towards the end, we'll have 2 or 3 people on the phone at the same time bidding against each
Yeah.
other. So that's always fun.
That's
so.
the best.
And
Yeah,
the
yeah.
folks on the
Exciting.
phone are volunteers from
100%.
local businesses, right? They've put
Or,
together
yep,
teams of people or just
or
individuals that volunteer.
nonprofits, or we usually bring in businesses or nonprofits.
Yeah, and a lot of them make donations as well, plus all our sponsors. And of course, we're on LRPA TV and we're on the radio with, what is it now?
The Hawk and
The Hawk and
101.5.
101.5. Yep.
So we're grateful to them. And
And
I
live streaming.
got to give a big shout out to the Laconia Daily Sun. We love them.
Yeah, they do a lot of advertising for us.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
really, really
And they
do.
live stream on their site as well all week long too. So
That's great. So last year, you actually brought the auction back to close to what it was
Yeah.
in previous years.
Mhm.
I know you had some precautions in place and try and keep people safe. We were still dealing with the pandemic then, as we are to some degree now, unfortunately. But I assume you're planning already for next year or this year's auction.
Definitely.
What can you tell us?
So last year we were so grateful. We were able to get Tanger outlets, which was amazing. Eric just really did a fabulous job of hosting us, and that was a destination. So that was fantastic. This year we're still trying to figure out where we're going to be. That space has been rented, so stay tuned. We'll find out where we're going to be, but we do really hope to bring everyone back in person. But
and just
we'll
keep,
see.
just
We'll
keep
see.
checking out our website.
Yeah.
And once we have the announcement, it'll be on there. It'll be in the Daily Sun. We'll make sure everybody knows where we are. So
Yeah, I'm sure you will. That's great.
So
That's unfortunate. That space they had last year was a great space.
it was, but good for them
Yeah.
because we
No,
want
that's somebody
local
else.
businesses that support us to be healthy and growing. And I'm really excited that they've rented that space.
Yeah, of course.
So
We need healthy businesses.
we
Because
sure
it's the
do.
businesses of this community largely that, or play a large part in the contributions.
Definitely.
And so the better businesses you're doing, the better
Right.
opportunity they're going to have to contribute.
We'll find a home.
That's good. I'm confident that you will. You always have. For
We have.
40 years.
I
40
know.
years.
So, but that's why this year we decided to have our very first ever event in the summer. And it is our, an evening of Broadway. Ta-da! And,
We've got that posted out on the show right now. So
Oh,
people
dear.
can
Okay,
see
good.
it.
that's awesome.
so,
Very good.
and really one of the reasons, or there were many reasons why we decided to do that. But one was to really let the community know there's so many new people in the community.
Yeah.
And it is expanding all over the place. And we really wanted to let more people know about the auction during the summer. Second, this area is so vibrant with theater, whether it be, the Opera House or the Bank of New Hampshire Pavilion or all of the theaters. You mentioned the Winnipesaukee Playhouse, love that.
Yep.
Or even here, this is like vibrant with, theater and entertainment, etc. So we really wanted to partner and create that. And then the third reason why we wanted to do this was to really give low-income kids and families an opportunity to experience entertainment. So that's why we kind of launched this Evening of Broadway, and it's August 17th at 7 p.m. And we were lucky enough to secure the Colonial. We have 5 theater groups that are going to be participating.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's listed. I won't name them all, but it's listed on all of our promotion. And we're really excited because we're hoping people will come and buy a ticket. The tickets are $20 to $30. If you've been to the Colonial, every seat's an amazing seat.
If you haven't, you need to come.
You have
need
to
to
come.
see it.
I mean, it is an amazing place, and so excited that this area has really rebirthed that. And then the other really cool part about this event is we are sponsoring seats for $20 so that underserved kids, not only from the Boys and Girls Club, but from Mayhew, from Belknap House, from like all of these different nonprofits can bring kids to come to the theater for free. So that's sponsor a seat for $20.
So yeah, if you can't make it, go online and buy a ticket for some kid, and we'll make
There you
sure
go.
somebody's there that wouldn't normally have that chance.
And even if you can make it,
Yeah, even
you
if you
can
can.
still buy
Yeah,
a ticket
sure.
for them.
So that's clear, when you go to the website, it's clear that you're buying a ticket for yourself.
Yes.
And for your guests that are going to join you. And then there's a separate location where you can buy additional tickets for people that you'd like to sponsor.
Right.
Exactly.
And it's you can just go straight to the Colonial, or you can go to our website, to our blog. I mean, it's in a lot of different places.
Again, we'll put that in the comment section so people have
Yeah.
that link for sure.
I'm excited for this. I live, I don't know, a 10-minute walk from the Colonial, so I'm
That's
putting it on
awesome.
my calendar tonight. And
Thank you.
I'm excited.
That's great.
Yeah.
How is it going? How are ticket sales? You've been selling them now for a couple of weeks.
We just launched it like a few weeks ago. Actually, I have a really cool story. Can I share it with
Yeah,
you?
please.
So this lovely woman lost, this is the sad part, but then it'll get good. She lost two of her really good friends within a few days. And Linda was one of them, and she was known as Miss Linda at the Boys and Girls Club. She did a ton of volunteer work, and her other friend, Cecile, also helped her. And she got together and asked family and friends and people at her residential area, Victoria Woods in Laconia. And they've already got 37 seats for kids. So there's just like a lot of excitement about bringing kids to the theater that wouldn't have that opportunity. So yeah, we there's 850 seats at the theater.
But you better get your tickets now because you're going to sell out.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, it's a month away. So
It is.
Yeah.
It's exactly 1 month away. We've reached out to a number of the nonprofits so that we can bring their kids. So, yeah, we're doing well, but we always, of
We can
course,
do
need
better.
more.
Yeah, no, well, I hope you do sell out. So
I do too.
let's help
That's my
them,
goal.
folks. Everybody out there, let's sell these tickets out. So
Yeah, definitely.
I think we definitely need to buy a few tickets.
And the 5 theater groups, these community theater groups, are so dedicated. They are all about giving back. Many of these theater groups we've donated sponsorships to. So because they are on the end of our funding, have really said we want to perform. So each of the theater groups are performing 3 numbers. 2 are adults, 1 is child, like mainly children doing it. And it is their busiest season. So they are really giving it their all to actually make it to this show. It is not easy. And I just want to give a huge thank you to those theater companies that are really putting a lot of effort into making this superb.
I have a feeling this won't be the last time that you do this event. This is going to happen every year, isn't it?
Yeah, we already have the logo set for next year.
Yep.
So we really think it will be a yearly event because we do want to let people know about the auction during the summer. We have a lot of, second homeowners visiting. We really want people to know how amazing this community is.
That's great. So the funds that are raised at this event will be presented to the during the auction.
Yeah, everything.
Everything
Yeah,
comes
100% of the
forward
money
at
will go to
at
the auction.
Yep.
That's great. Do you have an idea of what you're hoping to generate from this summer event?
850 sold seats.
That's
Good answer.
And you're going to help me.
yeah, absolutely.
I've just posted the
Starting
link for
today.
tickets in the comments
Great,
section.
Marika.
for everyone.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah, I personally haven't been to the Colonial Theater yet.
So you have to go.
You can be my guest if you can't afford the $20 ticket.
I will buy a ticket.
Okay.
I will buy and sponsor a ticket.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
All right. What about you two?
Oh, yeah. I'll buy a ticket, but I will be in Munich, I think, that day. So,
That's right.
Typical check-in.
Chuck's a pilot.
I will
He
sadly
flies
miss
all
the-
over the world.
sadly miss
how
this,
exciting.
this event. It sounds great.
Yeah,
It is. And
it is. It's gonna
such
be
a
great.
Cool occasion. It's been fun, even just living in Laconia the past few years, seeing the downtown and how it's changed and evolved, and the new things that have come in. I guess it was at some point over the winter we did an interview with the owners of Defiant Records right next door.
Oh, nice.
They're
So it's
amazing.
They're awesome.
Fantastic pre-show spot to visit before visiting Colonial for this event. Stop by Defiant, have a great beer.
Yeah,
listen to
sure.
some-
Actually, I am going to add that to our post. That is a great idea.
It's a really great.
Oh, it's a
that's
great,
Yeah.
but you should
Defiant
stop
right
in
next
and
door
see
there.
them.
Well,
and
I
see if
met
you
them
can-
because they got one of the gold awards
Oh, yeah.
at
They were
Laconia.
at the best of-
Yeah, they
Oh,
were
yeah.
best in the
Award
lakes.
ceremony,
Yep.
You might talk to them about maybe there's a way they could work with you that night and offer a promo or a benefit to their customers or do something
That's a
to,
great
to
idea.
partner with
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
because it's a real asset for them having the theater right next door.
Right.
Because a lot of folks will start the night out at their place, have a glass of beer or wine and then move over to the show, or vice versa, leave the show and finish
And
at
then,
the record
yeah.
store. So,
Right.
I don't know.
I should tag
They're
them.
super people. We really
They
enjoy
really
them.
are.
They are
Yeah,
very
we-
community
Yeah,
oriented.
we did a Facebook Live
Yeah.
event with them.
Oh, did you?
At their
Awesome.
shop,
Nice.
about 6 months ago or something like that.
We go
Well, this
mobile.
community is filled with people like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is.
Yeah.
It is a gem of a place to live.
I agree. That's why I moved here.
Yeah, that's why I moved here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we
Let's not tell too many people, though.
I think the word is out. I think
Yeah.
it's out more than
Oh,
ever.
but even I think the folks that aren't living here. I mean, we've got Gary Parker's one of our regulars that is tuned in, and he's talking about how it's So it's,
What's he saying?
Red convertible thing, with fenders and everything. And we were,
Like a 1920s style.
yeah.
He
and,
built it.
Wow.
He keeps it parked at their place over in Guilford. And we had a group up here doing a photo shoot for a branding activity for our business. And they had this idea of trying to set it an old 20s, 30s sort of setup to do distribution of our wine. And my wife does our distribution to our wholesale accounts. And so they wanted to get this old car and have her dressed up with her little dog and a couple of case boxes on the back of it. And so I went to go drive Gary's car. It was great, Gary. Thank you.
Gary, very
Yeah.
generously. I reached out and said, I know this is a real long shot.
You texted on him on like a Wednesday
And he
night.
went back,
and it's
no,
like,
I'd love my car to be used for this.
Oh my
That'd be
gosh, that's so
awesome.
great.
Have you
Can we
shown
see the
pictures?
car?
I did.
I sent him some
We'll pull up the
pictures.
picture
Yeah.
for you, yeah.
Yeah. they-
For our
Yeah,
audience,
great.
if you Bob posted a few pictures, a few previews from this most recent photo shoot. If you go onto our Facebook page, you can see the posts and see some previews of
That was a blast.
what's been happening.
We're in the process of refreshing our brand. It's probably a more accurate way. We've had the same brand for about 11 years, and a lot has changed. When we started our brand, Hermit Woods, we were out of my master
Your
bedroom
bedroom.
in my house. That's where the business started. And we need more wine over here. Wine emergency.
Wine emergency.
Good thing.
Well, wait a minute, Ken, what are we having here now? This is
Wine.
the new,
I can't
the new.
That's the 21 crab apple.
The color is just gorgeous.
Yeah, look at that color.
Yeah, that is
I like
beautiful.
that.
This is a good job.
There you go.
So
Brand new batch. Brand new batch out there.
Well, that's not a job.
technically speaking, it is,
Is
but
it a job?
it never feels like it. So we started in my house, in my master bedroom was converted into a tasting room, and we ran it there for 3 years, and that's when we formed our brand. But since then, we've moved to downtown Meredith, and we have a tasting room. We have a full-service restaurant with 120 seats. We have a garden, a beer and wine garden across the street for the summer. We have a live music venue up here on the where we're on the stage of right now. So our business has evolved enormously in the last 11 years. So we decided it was time to really refresh our brand and have our brand more reflect the larger scope that we're involved in. And so we hired an organization to help us with that. And we've been having so much fun. We've had a photographer photographing all of us in various ways over the last 3 weeks.
It's going to be wild.
It is just
I was standing on my head in a field outside of Boston 3 weeks ago.
Which
Can you do that?
You
Can
can
you stand on
actually.
your head?
can, yes.
Can you
Yeah.
show us
Amazing.
now?
I'm done standing on my head.
Yeah.
So disappointing.
He did volunteer. I'm just saying. I'm like, wow, that was.
really didn't have a
Chuck was
choice.
climbing a mountain.
Yeah, I climbed a mountain. Yeah.
In his kilt.
In his
In a
kilt.
kilt. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
So there's some fun stuff coming. These are just hints. If you go on our Facebook page, you can see some more of those hints. But the rebrand will probably be another 3 or 4 months before we go public.
You know, the longest
That
shot
is
was
so exciting.
the longest shot was trying to get us right on that triple bicycle. We have a bicycle built for three, and
The three of you.
the three of us, we have plans
You've
to
seen
ride it cross
tandem bikes.
country.
A lot of people have seen double
Yeah.
bikes, but they have like triple.
Oh,
We have plans to ride cross country and visit all these breweries, and
I just
wineries.
came up with a
Oh.
great
If
idea.
Yeah.
24
That is
hours comes into this
amazing.
conversation, we're in trouble.
What happens?
Yeah,
Well,
no,
we
no.
need-
I know what he's
we
thinking.
need charities to
No,
raise
no.
money for this
What, you have a
No.
idea?
bike ride.
No, we're going to ride this bike across the country, and we're going to
Oh,
do it
sure.
for charity.
Ooh.
So we are.
First
We're
volunteer.
Well,
going
this
to
was music.
identify
This was a music thing too.
couple.
right?
Kids.
So we're going to do
kids.
a couple charities. There's
Yep.
going to be. It's going to be multi-pronged. Part of the event will be to raise awareness of craft beverage manufacturers, small craft beverage producers across the country. So we will be as we
Because
are
you have to be
riding
visiting all the
across
small craft
the
beverage
country.
factories.
yeah.
We have to visit all the breweries, wineries, and
course.
distilleries that we can find.
Such a
So
heartache.
Make it challenging and make it
tough.
even harder to get
Riding up
across
hills,
the country.
drinking wine, it's not that easy.
Okay,
Riding
keep
a bike
going.
is
We're
not
This
pros.
is good.
We'll figure it out. So we wanted to come up with a one national charity, which we were thinking might be something related to the music venue. So getting instruments for children or something like that, and one local charity that we could really focus on us. And you guys would be great candidates for the local charity,
I totally agree with you.
don't you think?
Yeah,
Don't you think?
I
Yeah.
think that would
That
be
would be
sounds good to me.
really amazing.
And I would push your
You
bike.
know how many you know how many bicycles we could generate support for?
I love
Oh my God.
Yeah,
idea.
And
With us riding a triple across the country,
There you go.
I
you
don't
donate
think-
you donate a bike to help foster us getting across country, and you guys get to auction off all those bikes.
A bike.
Donate a bike
Something like-
or an instrument, because if you're doing the instrumental
instrument,
thing,
There you go.
so then you're like doing both.
Yeah.
I love that.
it's to raise awareness. We want to help educate people about multiple things, and of course the local charity is for those of us that are here rooting for
For
us
you.
to actually make it back alive.
You're going
which will
to.
be a challenge.
Yeah.
And then
Every day is a challenge.
we want a national focus because we are going to be interacting with communities across the country.
Right.
Right.
So we'll have a national focus for that, and we, in order to be successful, we need to build a group of sponsors and supporters of this project. But I think it's a super exciting idea. I don't know when we're going to actually be able to pull it off. It's a month at least. If we did 100 miles a day, it's a month. If we don't do 100 miles a day,
It's easy
100
on a
miles a day.
triple.
You
You cruise at 25 miles an hour while you're
Okay.
sipping Mai Tai.
He's shaking his
It's
head
nothing.
no.
These guys are sweating, but I'm sitting on the back
Yeah,
drinking, and
Chuck usually in the front.
it's awesome. We're all locked together, so it looks like I'm pedaling.
We actually, some club members got excited about our triple. Actually, it was one of our club members
Matt
that
got a bike for us and built a trailer for it.
And built a trailer
That's
and
drove it here.
He drove it here from New Jersey so that we could have. He heard we were going to plan this trip, and we were kind of joking about it on one of our shows. And he wrote us the next day. And he says, "I found a triple.
Found one for you.
Do you want it?" And we were like, "Yeah."
Shout out to Matt.
So let's plan a date.
We definitely need to plan
Yes,
it.
it'll be
We're not ready to put a date on the calendar yet.
Can
we
you
have,
pick a year?
Not yet. We're trying. We're trying.
We will.
Could we
The
pick
challenge.
2023?
We're
The
trying.
most challenging part of this is Chuck is a pilot, and so getting 4 to 6 weeks off in the middle of his schedule is
Well,
a challenge.
and I mean, Chuck's the pilot. He's got to take that month off. Ken has to take a month off of winemaking. Bob has to take a month off of all
Well, you're going to run the winery.
I've got
Oh, wait a minute,
no,
you're going to be
I've
the
gotta
sag
take a month off
wagon.
because
No,
I've gotta
you're
drive
right.
the car
Rick is
behind
going,
them
yeah.
when they
She's
call
driving the
off.
wagon. She's got to
Wow.
keep all our beer cold.
Don't you try and stop me from coming on this trip.
No, you're the sag wagon. I
You
forgot
could
about
get
that.
subs. Like I
Yeah, you
would
need to
sub for
find
you.
subs.
Yeah,
I'm looking at you.
yeah. Okay.
We'll make this happen.
We can make it work.
We're still negotiating to get Chuck on board. I'm nervous.
We
I
thought
know.
about
I'm
breaking.
looking at the group and I'm
We
like,
thought
yeah,
about
I'm
breaking
not
his
sure.
legs so he couldn't fly, but then he
Then I
couldn't
can't ride the bike either.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
Well, so
Figure that out.
we
Well-
actually realized we went on a club ride with the triple 2 weeks ago, or something
We
like
broke
that.
the thing.
A week ago. Yeah.
And 20 miles of
And
fell apart.
we pretty much abused the bike pretty hard for 24-mile ride with our club members. And we realized our bike is underpowered and under-equipped for this massive journey.
Okay.
But I threw a carrot out there. If we can make this happen, I'm going to go to the company that built our bike and see if they'll sponsor us and
Yeah.
build us
We
a
need-
bike.
We need a
equipped
bike
for this
designed
transition.
Yeah,
for
that would be
3,000
great.
miles,
Yeah.
our size and weight and
Yeah.
goals, right? This bike is a trail bike. It's a lot of fun. It really is. And I will say that we were one of the few people on this ride that did not fall down on the rail trail.
We had
So
four bikes.
So
But
have that
the
going
rail
for
that was
us.
trail,
pretty good. I
that's
was pretty happy
awesome.
about that.
A 50% topple rate.
And we only got,
Well, we have you as a captain, and you were
and we
a pro
we
racer.
only got
so
one flat tire the whole time too. Which
Only
was,
one.
Yeah, which was pretty
So
good.
we're going to need a crew. We're going to
Yeah,
Marika's
so-
going to man the sag wagon, and we're going to hopefully the Santana Bike Company, which built the bike we have,
If they're watching,
will get on board with us
Carlos, if
and
you're
help
out
us
there.
equip us with a proper bike that will be able to handle our
Across.
our
well,
600
Carlos
pounds.
Carlos Santana and bikes and children's charity. I mean,
it's a
Oh,
it's a
yeah.
match.
Well, what I love about, I mean, it's really, the human spirit is to give. And we do it at all these levels. We do the local thing and we do the national thing. And it's great. And we tap into that.
And we have
people
fun
feel good about
doing
that.
it.
And it
Totally.
allows everybody to have these things that they couldn't otherwise have.
Right,
And it's great.
This is
And you
why-
just act as a catalyst,
right.
but it's built into us. We want to do that.
And this
It's
is
great.
what's so inspiring because that's what the Lakes Region Children's Auction has been about for me. I look around at all the fundraising efforts that everybody puts, and they're so much fun. People are sitting at a bar for 24 hours.
Yeah.
So much fun. That's
Yeah.
a better idea than riding a bike across country.
Yeah, but you could
Why don't we
auction
do
off.
both?
You could
Why can't
auction
we do
off.
both?
We're going to do both.
Let's do
Exactly.
We could auction off whoever has to drive the bike across Nebraska, for example.
He's trying to get out of it.
I'll be asleep. I'll be
He's
asleep.
auctioning off his seat.
I'm going to sub in for you.
Well, I'm saying there's probably a lot of fun ways to raise money for this trip. Like, you could have betting odds on whether we make it or,
That'll go skyrocket.
number of heart
How
attacks.
far you'll make it.
or,
They
how
don't
many-
make it
how
out
many
of
flat
Washington.
We can
How long-
donations of various bottles of wine to drink tonight.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, we could have a lot of fun with this.
I
Oh,
like the
I gotta
flat
tell you.
tire raffle.
Yeah,
That's a
flat
good idea.
tire, yeah.
You get the correct number of flat tires right on this journey, you win X prize. That's a
Right.
great
But
idea.
there's someone like they can reach out on Craigslist or something to drive and drop shattered glass in front of us on our road.
Oh, right.
Make extra money off it or
Oh, wait a
something.
minute, it's a charity event.
Jack up the charity, jacks up the charity money.
Sabotage.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, what you mean about the different ways to raise money that the children's auction, I can tell, does so well, that there are so many different ways that you can support it. And that was actually a comment from an audience member earlier. Greg was asking what the best way to support you is. And feel like you could probably talk for another hour about all the different
Yeah.
ways, but for Greg, I guess, as we're winding, I still have 10 minutes, but how can Greg best support you?
So Greg,
Greg is in California, correct?
He's a buddy of mine from
Is that, or is it a different Greg?
when we were little kids. Is that Greg Farley?
No,
it's a
Greg
different-
Kowalski.
Different Greg.
Greg Kabowski. Okay.
that's my daughter's boyfriend.
Oh,
Thank
wow.
you, Greg.
Different Greg. So Greg wants to know how
Yeah.
to support. So how do we do?
So there's so many different ways. You could do an outright donation. You could
On the
donate-
website.
on
On the
our website. You could actually sponsor a child for this theater event. You could donate items through our auction for like the December auction. You could be a bidder. You could, if you have speaking to all the local companies. Greg, I know your mom has a company, and but you could be a sponsor. I mean, there are so many different ways to get involved.
How about volunteers?
And you could volunteer as well.
Volunteers,
The great thing is we, take donations of like $10 gift certificates all the way up to $7,000 or $10,000 trips. And again, I just go back to saying that it is the entire community. However you can support us is how we make this all happen for
Yeah.
kids.
So,
That's a great question though, because
It is.
I have to say, early on, years ago, before I got involved in the organization, I wasn't always sure the best ways. I saw all these things going on, and it wasn't always obvious how to connect in, and so what's the best way if somebody like me was unsure of where to connect? Maybe they don't have money, they want to volunteer.
Yeah.
Maybe they want to sponsor something. Maybe they want to create an event and help raise money from somebody else's efforts as part of the program. Who could they contact, or how do they contact you? Okay.
Jen, JENN @childrensauction.com. And,
You could help
I-
build a plan.
yeah,
Yeah.
so also get on our Facebook page.
right,
And join our Facebook page. She's on there posting all the time. Our website. There's many ways to reach out to us. Reach out to me, Tony Felch. I'm in the area, born and raised here. A lot of people know me. I'm willing to help with any event that you want to have to help us out. So
Right, and many businesses, we did it for the first time last year.
Yeah.
You can buy, what's the
you
program?
can sell ornaments.
Sell ornaments,
Mhm.
which were $1, $2, $3, or whatever value that you choose. And we hung the ornaments all over the winery so people knew who contributed. And so another way that businesses, customers can participate across the Lakes region. I assume there's lots of businesses selling ornaments through the.
There are,
throughout
And
the-
that's the thing that, I think we maybe didn't do as good of a job as we would have hoped promoting it and getting it out there. And so we didn't fill up the winery with ornaments, but as you said at the beginning, even
Now it's a
though some of
challenge.
it adds up. And if,
It is.
even if there's only one ornament sold at
Right.
50 businesses, it still
more than
adds up.
none.
and
But
everybody-
you're also, with those ornaments, you are exposing people that come into your winery that might not know what the children's auction is.
Absolutely.
Right.
So I think that it's not just about the money you bring in, but it's about the exposure. And, you're in the middle of a rebranding. You get that, right?
Yeah.
Sending the message about what we're up to.
Right.
And I think that's really important.
Well, and that's why we invited you here today.
Thrilled.
Because we want to help get that message out there. Because I think it really is important. And I can't think of very many better ways to really help out this community than what you guys are doing every year. It's really amazing.
I think the only thing that could be better is you really do the bicycle across the United States.
Do you hear that, Chuck?
yeah, that's a
the
great
only
idea.
thing that could be better is
Yeah.
do it.
Well,
You're going to do
he's
it.
forced,
Come on.
he's forced retirement in a few years, so then he's going to have some time.
Then I'll
All
He's going to have some time.
So maybe
Next year.
2026.
That'd be 2031,
28.
2028.
Yeah.
One way or another, we're going to make this happen. If I have to ride the triple across country by myself, I might have
It
to.
works like that, Bob.
I know. That's why I'm trying to get some
Just so
sympathy.
you know, it's going to be a lot harder and nowhere near as much fun.
Fun. Yeah.
It won't be any
Oh
fun
my
at
God.
all.
Yeah. No, that won't be any fun.
We'll be having fun here and just laughing at you out there on your own.
Look at that
So what are you
crazy
thinking
Across
of?
the country.
What are you thinking?
Yeah, that's it. We could put 3 Bobs on there.
Bob Across
there you go.
America.
Oh,
He already did
Oh,
that.
that was good.
He already did that.
Bob tripled it.
He already did that.
I did
He did
a
that.
show out of college, Bob Across America.
Oh, did you?
A couple times, yeah.
That's a whole nother story.
We need another hour. or two.
We need to each drink a bottle of wine for that one.
Yeah.
So
That's a good story.
we are coming to the end. We're a couple minutes away from the end of our hour. Are there any subjects or any areas of the auction that we haven't mentioned that you think we should definitely talk about before we finish?
I think we just have a huge thank you to the community, to all the people that sponsor us, to all of our media sponsors, to everybody that donates items, has collection bins, all of the community challenge teams. It takes a village to really make an impact. And I think this village is so committed, and I could not be more excited to be part of it. Do you have anything you want to share?
No, the community's great. We also invite everybody to come down and visit us at the auction. Don't see me around after the auction, back in doing something out back, but I'll definitely come out and talk to you, tell you how the auction works,
Give them a tour.
give you a tour of the auction, the back area where a lot of people don't see that area, and see what's going on out there.
Must
where
be kind of a crazy fun
it can be crazy.
event on the,
It
on the
definitely
logistics
is.
side.
Definitely is.
I
So
bet.
definitely come down and see us during the auction, and anytime during the year. If you have any questions, reach out.
What is the auction again?
December 6th,
December
which is
6th.
Tuesday, through December 9th. The location will be soon to be unveiled. But we currently right now are accepting auction donations in terms of items. We're super lucky. Body Covers in Laconia is our location drop-off. And any items that get dropped off now are already put up on our website and in our news blast, trying to, give as much promotion as possible to the generous people and businesses that donate. So
Well, we'll be sure to add to those items soon.
good.
Absolutely.
I'm
And actually-
waiting.
What?
I'm waiting.
You don't have to wait long. And what's another thing, like as we approach the auction, there are drop-off sites like Meredith Village Savings Bank is a drop-off location here in Meredith.
Yes.
So you don't even have to go very far to
Right.
contribute an item because you guys set up networks throughout the
do.
lake.
We
The
have like 30
complexity of
different
this.
location drop-offs.
Yeah, the complexity of this, the amount of people, the amount of effort that goes into this, it's mind-boggling.
Yep.
It's just such a fantastic thing.
Would it be possible for me to do all of my holiday shopping through this auction?
Oh,
For
definitely.
my only people I get gifts for Ken and Bob and Marika.
Definitely. And we actually do have some people that do that.
Well,
so.
what a great way to
I'm one
Yeah.
of them.
really, what a great way to put that kind of money into something that is actually paying itself forward, right? I mean,
Right.
what an awesome way to
Yeah.
to do that.
Good idea.
Yeah.
And there are so many, everything from, as I said, vacations to Tiki Hut will give a great event. We've got,
Wine tasting.
vacation, well, it's soon to be
Yeah, wine
released.
tasting.
Wine tastings, concert tickets. I mean, the gamut is so wide that, the holiday shopping, it's a great place to do it.
So-
I love the idea.
This is a great.
Solves a big
opportunity.
problem for me.
Yeah, and
We're going to
we
get some
have-
cool gifts this time, Bob.
Yeah. Right. A year subscription to Pampers or something.
Thanks, Chuck.
Yeah. Well,
Always.
if I get that, I may not win that one.
Maybe
Yeah.
we'll be outbidding each other for the same gift to give to Bob, but we won't know. it. And we
Exactly.
somebody keep bidding higher. I really want to get this for Bob. It's
right.
you and me.
Yeah, that's right.
We won't know.
Rise the risk. Yeah.
So it's for the
That'd
children.
be great.
It's
They'll
for
get
the
all this
kids.
money, which
It's
is
for the
awesome.
kids.
It's
It's
right.
I think we have, as many people know, we started a concert series here. I think some tickets to that concert series are coming your way. We need to definitely get some folks opportunities to come here and see some great music. So that'd be a great way to do it. Win some
I
tickets
love
to
it.
That's a great
Yeah.
idea.
to the
Yeah.
concert series. We also do some wine education series. We'll send you some tickets for that as well. Every Saturday, almost every Saturday at noon, we do an educational series. It's a lot of fun and it's a wine tasting. So
Right
We'll
here with the big
definitely,
screen that pulls down.
provide
right
you some
behind
tickets to some of those events.
I'll be bidding on that.
There's
Thank
so
you.
many, there's so many ways. But every year we've gotten a little bit more involved. Hermit Woods has gotten a little bit more involved. We've donated in more than one way. We've donated gifts. We've raised cash. We did at our Christmas party.
We do a lot right out of this bottle.
We do
right
out
here.
Out of cider too.
Yeah.
And our
So
cider.
at our Christmas party last year, we sold tickets, and the tickets were whatever somebody bought a ticket for was given to you. So it was a charity, and so we didn't. The event was free, but we asked people to buy a ticket to the event to contribute to the children's auction, and so that was that was the check actually I delivered on the day of the auction when I came down to see everybody, which is always a lot of fun. You should go see the auction. It's a
Definitely.
beehive of activity.
Yeah.
It really is worth. And I'm going to take you up on your tour
Oh, definitely.
when we go next
Definitely.
time.
As for Tony,
I want to
I'll
see
be
the
there.
chaos
I'm
back
there the
Tony.
whole week,
Yeah.
the whole time the thing's going on. I'm there for setup, breakdown.
And maybe, I don't know if we
Yeah.
can make it happen, but maybe Hermit Woods can sponsor a phone bank. We'll bring a few of our team members in to run the phones for an hour. I know that a lot of businesses contribute to that. I got to be on the phones one time when I was involved with the Playhouse. That was a lot of fun.
We would
So,
love to have
would
you
love
on
to have
the
you.
phone bank.
yeah. So many things, so many ways to get involved. And
course.
so everybody out there, if you're watching and you have any interest at all, if you haven't heard of the auction, go to their website. We'll put the links to the event that's coming up in August to help raise funds. And if you miss that, there are lots of other ways between now and December 6th. And then certainly on December 6th, do your Christmas shopping.
Yeah.
Without
I'll put
question.
I'm gonna
my
beat
wish
you to
list
it.
out
Yeah,
there
no way.
if anybody needs it. So thank you guys so much for coming and joining us for the show. Thank you everybody out there for joining us today. And we look forward to seeing you next Monday. And next Monday, we're going to talk about Lake House White. Is that right?
Yes, that's the plan.
So we're going to do
Yeah.
we're going to do another library. We're going to do a
Yeah, I'm going to dig back
a vertical, right?
through some sort of early experimental stages for that wine, sort of pre-Lake House White, if you will, and then the early formulations of that wine. And then there was a sort of a major regrouping that happened in 2016 when it was built as pieces, so
Yep.
I could dial in exactly. And then more recently, I've been putting a lot of it into barrel. So we're going to see how that influences.
I'm looking forward to some barrel-aged Lake House White. So
Yes.
so tune in next week at 5:30. We're going to talk about
Excuse
Lake
me.
House White. We're going to go back into our library. We'll do a vertical tasting and learn really the history of that wine. So until then, everybody have a great week. Stay safe, and we'll see you next Monday.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh no, my wine's empty.
I know my wine's empty too. Yeah, Kelley.